By now, most have heard about the Alpha course, or at least seen those iconic signs with a big red question mark. What started in one London parish as a dinner and discussion about the basics of Christianity has spread to 164 countries. Already 1 million Canadians have taken the 10-week course, including my guest. But Father James Mallon didn't just take the course, he took it to Catholic churches across the country. Among his many jobs and tending to his parish in the Archdiocese of Halifax, he's an advisor and speaker with Alpha Canada. Welcome to the program.
Thank you very much. It's great to be here.
Okay, so the first question I have for you is, what is a priest doing at an Alpha course? I mean, surely you know the basics of Christianity.
Well, as a parish priest, we tend to live very, very busy lives, and parishes can be busy places. And one of the questions I'm always asking as a pastor is, what's the best bang for the buck in terms of time, investment of time, and what produces the best fruit? And really, I'm looking for programs that are going to lead people more deeply into the relationship with Christ, a program that can reach out to the people outside of the church. And I looked for various things, and when I found Alpha, and I saw what Alpha can do, and I first experienced it, it's the best thing that I found to date, and until I find something better, I'm sticking with Alpha.
So what was it about Alpha that has made it so popular, do you think?
Well, I think there's a number of things. I mean, in one sense, it takes a traditional approach in looking at the basics of our faith, the way that other programs have done in the past. But I think what's different about it is that it addresses the gospel and brings the gospel message in a way that what we call the postmodern mind can really engage with. And I think there is its success. And the fact that it's primarily designed to reach people outside of the church.
Right, and that's the whole idea of the dinner discussion, the community aspect of it.
Exactly. The model of the Alpha course is you're hosting people into your home. And just as you would relate to a guest that you bring into your home, that's the philosophy of the Alpha program, is that you make people feel comfortable, you make them feel welcome, you make them feel loved, and that's authentic. It's not just some kind of act. And you give them the freedom to ask any question they want to ask, the freedom to come or go, and the freedom to really explore the meaning of Christ for themselves.
You know, when I was reading about you, you say that it kind of, it's a theological tightrope, because there's so many denominations. I mean, there are so many Protestant denominations that use the Alpha course, and the Catholic Church also uses it.
This is one of the remarkable things about Alpha, and I've often said that 100 years from now, when a book on the history of the modern church is written, I think Alpha is going to have a chapter all by itself. We speak about the ecumenical movement. It gathered a lot of steam in the 60s and the 70s. Things kind of petered out a little bit, and I think right now, ecumenically, Alpha is one of the most significant movements within the church. Why? Because it is faithful to the person of Christ and inviting people to faith in Christ, and it really focuses on what we have in common. And so it really does walk a bit of a theological tightrope. Some of the words are very, very carefully selected. It looks as if Nikki's just talking, but these talks have been worked and reworked. And, I'm originally from Scotland, so when I first sat down and I saw this Anglican church from England with posh English accents, I had to overcome a lot of biases. But then when you see beyond those silly things and you see what's really going on, it really won me over. And when we ran the course and saw its impact on people's lives, it's like anything. When you find something that's good, you want other people to come to know it. You want them to discover it. And that's one of the great gifts of Alpha, is that it's given us a common language, a common experience, to break down traditional prejudices that have existed between the old divisions within the church, the Catholic, Protestant, and I like doing it. And plus, I love hanging out with Alpha people because it re-energizes me. I find it helps me to refocus in my own ministry as well.
You've really found that media is an effective tool.
Well, we're called to be media people. We're in the communications business. If we're involved with the gospel, it's about communications. And just as in the time of the apostles, they used every means at their disposal, the church as a whole is called to enter this world of media in the same way. And never in the history of communications have the means of media been so accessible to us and so affordable. I mean, what once cost millions of dollars can be done reasonably well for $10,000, even cheaper if you just use YouTube.